and so on. The future, because our minds are conditioned to the future, the question asks, is that the reason why we don't change? Now, if you go in, we are going to this question. What do you mean by future? By the future? What is future? You understand my question? If one is desperately ill, tomorrow has meaning. You understand? You understand? Because I may be healed by tomorrow. And so we must ask, what is this sense of future? What is future? You understand my question? What is future? Because we know the past, you understand? And because we live in the past, which is a fact, the opposite movement, that is the past going through the present, right, modifying itself, moves to that which we call the future, right? Are you following this, sir? First of all, do we know or we are aware that we live in the past? Right? We live in the past, don't we? And that past is always modifying itself, adjusting itself, expanding itself, contracting, but it's still the past.
Wow.
Past experience, past knowledge, past understanding, past delight, the pleasure which has become the past.
Can I have some more?
And so on, so on.
Right, come on.
So, the future modified is the past. Right? Right?
Hey, listen, we had to start off with AKA Krishna Hurti. Uncle Hurti out here hurting feelings. He said your future is just the modified past. Why? Why? Let me tell you something about healing. Oh, Lord. See, you can't hustle God. There's a reason you're here. Listen, we got a whole new series, right? The Relationship Hustle Culture series. This is episode 2. Yesterday was about hustling each other with our mask, with our accoutrement, with our success and everything. Let me tell you something. You can't hustle God. So you can spend all your time, if you want, hustling the world and hustling others. But you can't hustle God, and you can't hustle the process, right? I keep telling y'all, the spiritual aspect of relationship supersedes the societal aspect. And yes, the societal aspect is important. But there's a spiritual piece that is designed for your spiritual evolution. A psychologist probably wouldn't say spiritual evolution. They might say your individuation process. Oh, but tonight it's going to get even rougher. Because let me tell you something. Unhealed hearts can only manifest the surface of what it actually desires. Oh, no. Don't do that, Zoe. It can only manifest the surface. It can't manifest the substance of what it desires. It can only manifest the wrapper, the casing the icing, so to speak. Are y'all ready for tonight's work? How hustle culture impacts our perception on the reality of relationship with ourselves and others. Episode 2. You're not manifesting. You're actually groveling. When you get something from begging, part of what you get is the lack that is inherent in begging. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Exploring the lack consciousness of the hustler. The lack consciousness of the hustler. What? Yes. You hustle because, as we outlined yesterday, hustling is survival mode. And survival mode is lack. And if you want to get psychological, we can go to Abraham Maslow, his defunct theory, right? The hierarchy of needs. The hustle space, right, is on the bottom rung of that pyramid. You're hustling, hand to mouth. You're grinding. You're trying to get it. And then once you get it, because that's your mentality, you're focused on keeping it and maintaining. Lord, here we go. The erotic humiliation of hustle culture and the false divinity of deservedness. What if manifestation is not the metaphysics of abundance, but the neurotic theater of unresolved neglect? Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. 1-800-920-1580. What if the entire language of leveling up, attracting high-value partners, quantum leaping, and raising your vibration is simply the latest marketing strategy for spiritualized self-abandonment? Because if I get something, I don't have to deal with something. Do you see what I'm saying? The getting causes me to go into a space of forgetting. Do you see? Krishnamurti was just saying it. Your future is just a modified past because you haven't really dealt with anything. Right? You call it vision, but I might call it vengeance. And not even vengeance against others, but it's really vengeance against the orphaned version of you that you simply and in secret blame for not being lovable enough to be chosen without proving. Oh, I had a whole conversation with a brother in the cigar lounge. And he was talking about how he has to be performative in relationship. Let me tell you something. Love is about presence. It's not about proof. You don't need proof for the truth. You don't need proof for God. You don't need proof for love. But yet, we struggle with that, right? We are not currently in a self-love movement. We are in a mass psychosis of identity marketing. Let me show you. It's a product. We're hustling. Tell the truth. You hustle every day, don't you? To make people believe you. Right? You want to come across as believable. Let me tell you something. You can't hustle God. Relationships are about God discovery. You say, wait a minute, Zoe, you said relationships was about the accumulation of self-knowledge. Well, which self am I talking about? The little s ego or the big S? The self that permeates all existence. And don't let no Western scholars lie to you and say it was Plato who was the father of this amorphous, all-encompassing, ubiquitous, infinite God. It wasn't Plato. Hell, Akhenaten was the first to speak on the monotheistic concept of God, and he was talking about God as this fundamental reality underlining all existence. He called it the Aten. What is Akhenaten is what, 5,000 years before Plato? Don't let them say the father of this and the father of that. No, you're the student of this. We have confused intimacy with influence, relationships with reach, and sacred union with strategic alignment. You're a liar, and you've been a liar. The mask you wear tells you you're a liar. Oh, I don't lie. I don't like liars. But here you are walking around with a whole mask. Okay, cool. You say you are manifesting. What are you manifesting if you're still internally in fear? If you haven't reconciled, if you haven't individuated these wounds, these regrets, these fears, What are you manifesting? Are you manifesting more of what is unreconciled? With your sage smoke and morning rituals and routines and trauma-informed hashtags. I see you packaging your inner child in a pixelated clarity and calling it healing. It ain't real. But healing that demands a result is not healing. It is a hostage negotiation. See, real healing, what does the word heal mean? It's a derivative of whole. It's a derivative of whole. This is why Carl Jung said you must individuate, you must become whole. It's not about ousting the darkness, the shadow. It's about pulling it into your light. Right? But healing that demands a result is not healing. It is a hostage negotiation. You are not asking the universe for what you deserve. You are begging to be relieved of the agony of not being enough. The hustler as AI, an ontology of manufactured worth. The modern spiritual hustler is a self-generating algorithm. You are no longer a human. You are a brand with a heartbeat. You are a product in perpetual beta. Every affirmation, every intention, every tantric certification is not an offering to the divine. It is a transaction with the fear that if you ever stop improving, optimizing, or marketing your value, you will disappear. You can't hustle God. This is not consciousness. This is capitalism wearing Rudraksha beads. The desire to attract. Love is the desire to manipulate the outcome of vulnerability. The desire to manifest a provider partner is often the grief of a little girl whose father was emotionally bankrupt and spiritually broke. The desire to be chosen by someone high value is often a reenactment of the trauma of being invisible to a mother too collapsed in her own pain to see you when I come forward. If you think I just got started, you'd be wrong.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. At KBLA KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So we have to understand this. So you have one part of your brain called the nucleus accumbens. And when we're talking about dopamine, this is the part of our brain that we're talking about. So the nucleus accumbens basically generates motivation for us. And the way that it does that is through using dopamine as a signal. So when we get motivated towards something and we engage in that behavior, we get this triggering of dopamine, which gives us a sense of pleasure and results in behavioral reinforcement. The problem is that you can't really directly control this circuit, because this circuit is what generates your wants and motivations. So you can't kind of motivate yourself to not be motivated by pleasurable things, if that kind of makes sense. It's the part of your brain that generates your motivation. Instead, what we need to do is utilize the other parts of our brain to reduce the power of our nucleus accumbens. So when it comes to a behavioral action, there's the motivational drive from the nucleus accumbens, but then there are all these other parts of our brain that influence that motivational drive. And this is sort of what I've learned as an addiction psychiatrist. This is kind of our bread and butter, is that we work with people whose nucleus accumbens and dopaminergic circuitry is in full control of their brain. So we have people who will do things like pick up a bottle of beer, let's say, and the moment I get my first sip, even though there are parts of my brain that are screaming at me, put it down, put it down, put it down. You can't control it. You're going to get divorced. You're going to get fired. You're going to get thrown in jail. Your whole brain is screaming at you, but you cannot control it. Because once the nucleus accumbens gets a taste of that alcohol, you lose all control. So let's start with the nucleus accumbens, okay? So the first thing is that our nucleus accumbens has this pile of dopamine in it. And let's just go over a quick overview of kind of what the nucleus accumbens does. So anytime we engage in an action, depending on what the results of that action are, we will get a release of dopamine. And then this dopamine results in pleasure. Now, when we receive pleasure from this action, we are going to go back and we are going to reinforce the action. Once we do this, then this will create a motivation to engage in the action again. Okay? So basically, there's some...
Let me just jump in here, man. Healthy gamer be cooking. Everybody wants the soft life. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants quiet. Let me tell you something. Pleasure is the spiritual realm's version of fentanyl. See, before you can get to pleasure, you must get to presence. Many of us are broken and wounded, and we're trying to use tools, spiritual tools, to manifest things into our lives, right? Better things, things that'll make us feel better. Well, all those things are going to do, once you manifest them in a superficial way, all those things are going to do is create a codependency or an addiction in you. That's why I say you can't hustle God. Everybody who's talking this crap, no disrespect to my brother, Paul Pierce, oh, you can't talk about marriage unless you was in it. It's not a marriage unless you're individuated. Because anybody who tried to get married, and I'm just telling you now, if you got a healthy and happy marriage and you've made it through, great. You're lucky. You're one of the few. You're one of the few. What about the others that are surviving in silence? What about the others where it's cheaper to keep them? I'm telling you the spirit aspect of this. Do you understand? Every relationship is in danger if you're not doing self-work. Do you see? Let me say it again. The desire to manifest a provider partner is often the grief of a little girl whose father was emotionally bankrupt and spiritually broke. The desire to be chosen by someone high value is often a reenactment of the trauma of being invisible to a mother too collapsed in her own pain to see you. You call it ambition, but I call it abandonment with good lighting. You are not growing. You are ghosting the parts of yourself, right? That you never learned to rest without guilt, receive without shame, or exist without marketing. You see? And you've baptized this bypass as self-love, but it's really self-avoidance. Do you understand? There is something erotically addictive about groveling for what should be given freely. It is not simply fear that drives the hustle. It is also arousal. Arousal at the edge of almost being enough. The pleasure of proximity to worth. The intoxicating high of being praised while still never being fully loved. When we come forward, the voice of reason is going to continue to break this so-called wounded manifestation skill down. Let's go.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. 20 Democrat-led states are suing the Trump administration over a push to collect sensitive data on SNAP recipients.
They are basically trying to weaponize the SNAP program against immigrant communities in violation of the law.
Black New York Attorney General Letitia James says it's an effort to weaponize food stamps against immigrants. States have until July 30th to comply or risk losing federal funds. Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour is now the highest-grossing country tour ever, pulling in over $407 million from just 32 shows. She wraps the history-making run in Vegas, topping tours by Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan. And Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford is running for governor in 2026. The Democrat launched his campaign Monday in East Las Vegas. Ford, the first black person to hold statewide office in Nevada, is aiming to unseat Republican Governor Joe Lombardo. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Is your concrete cracking? Is your uneven walkway dangerous? Do you need to level that concrete porch or patio? Contact Groundworks, the concrete lifting experts. Riverside, get your free inspection today. Learn more at groundworks.com.
Yeah, yo, come on. Pick up the drum.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. For this free information, call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. That's 800-433-8909. Or simply visit godra.com.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
How does attachment affect people overworking or being workaholics?
I think that especially when you have avoidant attachment, it's really easy to fall into the trap of overly investing in your personal and professional goals over relationships, because probably in your childhood you learned some interesting lessons about how people aren't really that dependable, or even learning lessons like your self-worth is predicated on how well you're doing. You're the star child of the family. Everything is around, what your achievements are. As you grow older, you hold on to those beliefs. You use them to validate yourself. You use that way to cope when there's too much emotional negativity going on. Instead of just sitting there and processing those feelings or trying to cultivate meaningful relationships that are healing, you use work essentially as an escape from these negative thoughts and feelings. Whenever you don't feel good about yourself, you dig right back into work. And of course, that's egocentric as well.
Man. And she gave the attachment theory piece, right? The insecure attachment, using work as an escape from processing emotions. But the inverse of that is trying to hustle God, right? What do you mean? How is that the inverse? Let me try to manifest what I desire or what I think I deserve. But one of the main reasons why you don't have what you deserve is because you haven't embraced your broken self. You haven't fully embraced and loved on the truth of who you are. You're probably your biggest judge, your biggest critic. You probably speak more negative self-talk to yourself than anybody else could ever criticize you. So do you see? The clip before is using attachment theory and saying, well, you picked up some coping mechanisms. from an interesting time in your life, and you carried it into adulthood, and now you use that as an escape from intimacy. But many of us invert that and say, God, give me what I need. When God said, hell, you're a piece of me. You have all you need. You've just never gone inward to find that it's not an outward journey to find what you need. It's in you. Oh, well, I need an example. And then we say, well, wait a minute. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, is on from Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Oops. There's so many. Listen, how did I find it? There are people out there finding it every day. Listen, finding the knowledge is just like winning the lottery. You say, well, wait a minute, I ain't never won it. Well, there's people winning the lottery every day. Somebody's winning it every day. We got callers on the line. I want to get my brother in here. Come on. Tex from Dallas, Texas is in the house. What up, Tex?
What's up, Zeraldo?
Zeraldo is crazy.
You know, I've always called you that, man. How has everybody been? The family, the people who listen to this man. I have been knowing this man before his kids were even born.
Wow. Yeah.
And I look and I see how News doing, and I'm so proud of everybody, man, on your side of the world. I promise you.
Man, nothing but love coming right back. You already know, man. Come on.
Yeah. For all those who don't know, I have a 6-inch, half-inch scar across my chest from Zoe.
What did I do?
You remember when we played football and you ripped my shirt off and scratched me? I still got that keloid. I tell people, I say, look at this right here. I want you to know this is from somebody real. This is my boy. That's why, hey, man. I got a scar on my chest. People think I was rough. Like I had a rough life. No. That's the homie did that.
The homie did that playing flag football.
Flag football. Hey, man, I was listening to your topic and stuff, and I can honestly say, Zoe, 30 years of driving trucks, and I see myself immersed in it because of the pains that I kept to myself. And I felt that at one point in time, it was when I was younger, I called my dad, and it's like, Tex must need something, Anthony must need something, and I'm just calling the checks. So after a while, it got to the point where I just kept to myself. And I've been out here for 30 years doing what I'm doing, man, and I look out this window, and I've driven everywhere except for New York and the city of Maine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've been all across this country, and I'm learning what's more important to me is what I have is family.
Yeah.
My wife, my kids, trying to get them on track, stuff like that. I tried to send out inspirational innuendos to all of them. I think I sent you one earlier this week. Mm-hmm. You know, but yes, I have immersed myself in work to offset the pain.
No, I hear
because
you.
I'm still going through the emotional situation with Mom, my brother, my dad, and
wait, hold on, brother, hold on, man. First off, I love you, Tex. I
love you too.
Hey.
I've always loved you.
Hey,
You've
man.
always been the truest homie.
Oh no, the legendary. We got Lynn Collins. We gotta play. That's Tex's mother. Sang with James Brown. Tex, that's on the phone with us right now. Come on, we playing the music right now. Tex.
Let me hear. Hold on. Let me see.
Hold on.
That's not it.
He said that ain't it.
That is not it.
That's not it. We need
that is not it.
We need the record.
The real.
Who is my guy who sampled your mother? Easy.
Rob
Bass.
Honestly, if you
Everybody.
go on, if you go on an app called Who Sampled,
yeah,
and you look up my mother's name right now, she is the most sampled black female artist of all time.
She is.
And from everybody can say Rob Bass. You can say Rob Bass, but there's Janet Jackson, there's EPMD, there's
Everybody.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
You name it. There are commercials on the TV. The dude who won the breakdancing commercial, won the breakdancing in the Olympics, used mom's music, dog. I'm telling you, I follow all of this.
No, and you know what's crazy? This is what Tex does. First off, y'all don't know Tex. He from Texas, but he was kind of raised in Pasadena. His mama lived in Altadena. That's got burnt down. He took us to meet his mom. His mama treated us all like we was Tex. We was all Tex over there, man.
Yeah. So let me tell everybody this real quick story about you guys. So there we go.
Is that it? That's it? Let's hear it.
Let me hear it.
No, that ain't it.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. It's legend. It's James Brown. James Brown produced it.
Yeah, Lynn Collins.
Collins.
So, when I met you guys back in 88,
yeah,
y'all had a show at Northridge.
Was I rapping?
With Madcap, and y'all did with Madcap, and we were all on the stage, and the Rob Bass song came on. The dance floor was packed. We were standing on the stage, and nobody could get down there, and everybody was jamming. And I asked you guys, I said, "Do y'all like this song?" And you said, "Man, are you crazy? That's Lynn Collins." And I was surprised that you guys knew that. I said, "That's my mom," and I don't know if it was you or somebody that looked at me like, "Shut the hell up." That is whatever. So that next day we were going to Magic Mountain. I said, meet me at my house across the street from with what's his name? Anyway, so y'all came over. You came up, you came over to the house, and we were all sitting in the den, and she was in the bedroom. And we were talking about all the females and all the stuff and all that. And I think you said, "Forget all that." This fool said Lynn Collins is his mama. Y'all start cracking jokes and laughing at me.
Right.
So I said, okay. I said, "Hey, Mom, could you come here for a second?" She was in the bedroom. She came in there, and when y'all seen who she was,
we fell out.
I know half of y'all ran out the back door, half of y'all ran out the front door. Fools out there laying in the grass talking about, "Dude, I cannot believe that is your mom." I said, "Dude, I've tried."
Yeah.
Lynn Collins, man.
Hey, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, Tex.
Okay.
When we come forward, we going to have that record. We going to get it right. My brother Tex is on the line. We going to come forward and finish this off.
Let me tell you something. The sisters are not going for that no more. Because we realize two things. That you aren't doing anything but we better do by ourselves. So from now on, we're going to use what we got to get what we want. So you'd better think. There was a time when we had respect. That's the thing I never will forget. Now baby, I got a life to live and a whole lot of love that I wanna give. Yeah. But before I give it up, I gotta think. What the future holds for me is too far ahead to see. I don't need no heartache.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So as we continue with spiritual economics, I want to talk about this idea, this illusion of lack, along with also the idea of absolute safety and security versus absolute freedom and creativity. So how secure are you? Think about it. We have the alarm systems at home. We just got a camera system at home because some kids go around and break into cars in our neighborhood. We're trying to see who it is. Insurance. I mean, not only is it law, but don't we all feel better we have that we're insured, that's taken care of, having the nest egg, retirement funds, whatever those might be. We have these things that we think puts us in a secure place. When we talk about security, it's about something that protects us, right? We lock our doors at night. It's a protection. If we feel secure that we know we have all of our needs met, that we have food, that we have housing, that we have heat, that we have light, that we have water, that we have medical care. These are all the things that we look for in security. And do you know who the most secure person is in our world today? The lifetime convict. Think about it. If we're searching for security, what are we going to give up? You cannot have absolute security and absolute freedom. They are two ends of the spectrum.
Oh.
Anybody's hands sweating over that one?
My.
So, I think it's a unicorn that we can be absolutely secure and absolutely free, right? It's like a myth, this unicorn, this magical thing. But there's new ways that we can look at it, different perspectives that we can look at. Think about what absolute security does to our ability to be creative. And creativity, if there had to be anything that was identified as the divine force within us, I think it's creativity. The universe, the God force, whatever name you want to use, expresses itself in being creative, and being creative in life forms, and in change and movement. And whenever we stop ourselves from creating, and you do not have to be Picasso to create. You create a look by getting dressed in the morning. You create meals for yourself. We are always creating. We may plant a garden. Maybe we do a beautiful painting.
Man, she dropped a bomb. You can't have absolute security and absolute freedom at the same time. And the problem is, for many of us, no matter how much love we think we pulled from our past, there are pieces of our past that are broken, that are still cutting us today. And that part of the pattern we must get free from. Do you see? It's a struggle, right? And I'm telling you, freedom will not be summoned by fear. Right? So long as you're afraid to embrace yourself, to accept yourself, to love yourself, to empathize with yourself, to look at yourself without judgment, to whatever you see, don't criticize. This is you. Accept it. Love it fully. Right? As long as there is a fear to do that, you can't tap into unconditional freedom. Unconditional freedom is the conduit to unconditional love. See, this is why we don't understand a life without conditions. Do you see? I got my brother on the line, but I'm going to hold him on. I'm going to hold him over just a little longer because I want him to have space to talk. Because when I tell you this is my brother, when I tell you he watched me transform, right? There was a young kid version of me that was, ratchet, raggedy, wild, all of it, right? But then he saw at a certain point the transformation. Now that transformation is not done. It's a lifelong process. But he saw me transform from what I was into what I am today. And I love my brother, and I know my brother got some pain on him, and we're going to talk about it when we come forward. Me and my brother Tex, we're going to talk some more.